Hi, I'm Chris Voorhees, the executive sous chef here at Contemporary Catering, and I'm going to show you how to make an Italian salad dressing today. First thing you want to start off is a little bit of olive oil, extra virgin, and some red wine vinegar. I say about 3 cups of olive oil, 1 cup of red wine vinegar. Usually on any like vinegar-based dressings, you always want to go like a 3-to-1 ratio on your oil to vinegar mix. In addition to that, it's pretty simple. It's celery seed, some dried herbs, salt, pepper, sugar, garlic salt, onion powder, and a little bit of love. The salt and pepper is going to bring out the other flavors. You get the dried herbs, actually more than fresh herbs. Like dried herbs, you want to use as sparingly as possible. When you do use them, you get a little more intense flavor. So like if a recipe calls for dried herbs, you actually want to, or I'm sorry, if it calls for fresh herbs and you only have dried herbs available, basically what you want to do is use less of those, because as the herbs dry, they intensify, thereby giving you like a more intense flavor on those things. The sugar is going to add a little bit of sweetness to this. The celery salt is going to add a little background flavor. It's one of those things like when you go to a restaurant and you see things listed on the menu and then you taste something but you're not quite sure what it is, and you're like, hey, that's celery. I didn't see celery on there. Like, how'd that get in there? It's crazy. Basically take all those things, take a whisk them pretty vigorously. Now this is just kind of like a little simple, like emulsified, like olive oil and vinegar dressing. As you can see, it starts to emulsify in the bowl the more you whip it. Emulsify basically just means that you're suspending the particles in one another. You're suspending the vinegar particles in the oil. And that has much to do with food science and something that we can go over in a later date. But basically, as this sits, it'll start to separate a little bit. If it's in your fridge and it does start to separate, all you have to do is throw it back into a bowl, give it a nice little whip, and there you go. Italian salad dressing made easy by me, Chris.